Hello everybody, welcome back to another amazing video on the channel. Actually, well, amazing is debatable, especially when it comes to my content. But hello again, and I know I'm talking about the same topic that I always talk about. CreepShow is getting so repetitive to talk about, and honestly, I don't know why I'm doing it again, but I've just felt the need to. It's something I don't want to do, but again, there's a lot to talk about with the situation, and also, I'm lazy. So basically, in this video, I'll be covering the allegations against CreepShow that have situated over the past couple of weeks, with claims of doxing, talking bad about her own friends behind their backs on an anonymous site known as lolcow, putting up a facade of being a nice, kind person despite having disgusting and unbearable behavior behind a mask. She has also been accused of stalking multiple people, one of those being Emily Artful, a art YouTuber. Now, over this past decade, Shannon has been alluding to horrible behavior in her videos that I covered in my last video, basically where Shannon multiple times exposes herself, as well as Shannon's editor's story about Shannon, which a piece of that story being when Shannon had posted basically claiming that she had no real friends and no one was there to support her. Her editor was shown to be reaching out even before that Instagram story had been posted, so Shannon had been shown to be a two-faced, backstabbing liar, as well as a creepy stalker who has, in quotes, admitted up to being very good at online stalking. There's a lot more that I could summarize for you all now, but if you'd like more closure, as well as evidence, proof, and points, you can go check out my last video. I just realized I tried to say context, but I literally said everything but the word context. But basically, if you want some context, go check out my last video, as well as a video from Emily Artful detailing this harassment and stalking. Now, for the sake of YouTube's TOS, as well as their policies for monetization, I'll be censoring words that shouldn't need censoring. But when it comes to YouTube, if I put the word stalker in a title, then they're going to demonetize me, and my video will do half as good than it would have done, and by good, it would not spread out as much. Another disclaimer that I want to put up is a trigger warning. There will be mentions of harassment and stalking more than I've already stated in this video, so if you don't like those things, I'd really recommend clicking off and watching a different video, maybe even on the situation or on something else. There's just a lot of bad things going on in the situation, so if you're not into that, then click off. And the final thing I want to do is a little social plug. Hello, if you've never seen me on the platform YouTube, I am Salty. I make art commentary videos basically covering dramas just like these, so if you find that content entertaining, then I would recommend subscribing. It aids the channel, and hey, you'll probably show up in your sub box sometime. But if you want me in your sub box all the time, then you might as well also click the notification bell that will notify you every time that I upload a new video just like this one. And if this video does happen to get demonetized, if you could consider liking the video, that may push it out to more people for more closure and awareness on the situation, as well as spreading new news on it. Finally, if you are intrigued by my character and or personality, you can go and check out my Twitter where I tweet funny stuff, and basically you can just learn more about me. With that all being said, I'm going to move on to the video now. Before I do get into the new information that has come out, I want to say that this video is just alleged. I'm just taking concerning details that could be possibly true and trying to make a point out of them. This very much could be a coincidence. This very much couldn't be Shannon. I'm just saying that this is all alleged. So basically, a video from the Marcy show, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, I'm probably not, but recently made a video discussing some new things about CreepShow, how she may have had a second channel where she would make podcasts. Which honestly, when I do get into this, you'll see why it's quite suspicious. Or in other words, you could call it sus. I'm not sorry, but I am at the same time. But there was a Reddit post basically detailing all of this that I will read in just a minute. Another Shannon post. Sorry. Oh, hey, we're starting off like every single one of my CreepShow videos. Oh, I don't want to do this, but I'm doing it. So I found this suspicious podcast, and part of me thinks it sounds like Shannon, aka CreepShow, trying to disguise her voice. Does anyone else hear it? The things she says are sketchy enough as it is, but the voice really reminds me of her in some parts, because if this is her, I really think Shannon intends on making a comeback. Now this leads to an Anchor link that actually has a Spotify attached to it, which I cannot actually find that Spotify, at least by search, because I searched it up on my account and it would not show up. Could possibly be deleted with the release of this new video, but then again, I could just be searching for it wrong. Basically, when you compare this Spotify podcast to a clip of Shannon's voice from one of her videos, the resemblance is almost identical, and if not, it is. Obviously, there's been some effects that would put on this voice, but if you were to take away all those effects, I could could guarantee it sounds exactly like Shannon because, well, even with the effects, it does. And not only the voice doesn't just sound familiar, the talking pattern, speech pattern, words that she uses are similar to Shannon's in so many ways. I could not understand how you could be that dumb. Alright, the internet is out to get you, out for your neck. You wanna know what you do? You just voice affect it. You have to change your entire vocabulary, the way you speak. That's how you're going to get away with it. I don't know what Shannon was thinking, but I mean, we've been shown that Shannon isn't the smartest sort of person. No offense. Well, maybe offense. I don't know. Here, I'll play a side-by-side comparison now.
Remember a couple years ago, back when time was real, nobody had to wear masks and traveling abroad was like a thing that people did all of the time? Remember when there was that story about a family channel that decided they were essentially...
The platform that I am recording everything on is called Anchor. I love this. It is the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free.
The voice, it's obviously Do you mind? The voices matchup are very similar. Like, similar to a point where it's, like, mind-boggling. I also want to mention that the Spotify playlist is literally talking about Shannon. The podcast is talking about Shannon for its first 2 episodes. And it's being in defense of Shannon. As well as the first episode, literally having to say in the description, no, I'm not Shannon. Having to state that you're literally not Shannon on your first episode of your podcast when no one has heard your voice ever before. It's a little suspicious. Especially when you're talking about Shannon in the podcast. Now, do I 100% certain know that this is Shannon? Not at all. The voices resemble each other, but that doesn't mean it's entirely Shannon. This could very well be someone who sounds like Shannon or has the same accent as Shannon. I'm personally Canadian. I don't have that much of an accent. I sort of speak blandly. So maybe from Shannon's area there are people that talk exactly like her, but just like if they had effects on Shannon's voice. Because this is just speculation, but the speculation is pretty darn, literally it's pretty close. Like, you cannot compare the two side by side and then tell me that doesn't sound like Shannon, because it really does. If you thought I was going to leave the video at that, though, you're mistaken, because there's actually a YouTube channel that is attached to this account. Multiple of these videos being about CreepShow and by multiple of those videos, I mean both of the videos are about CreepShow. Also, I just want to state that the podcast has been deleted, that's why I couldn't find it. This YouTube channel was created on February 6, 2021, around the time of the Hopeless Peaches drama, and a couple months before Shannon's drama. You know, what I really think is really important about this is the actual videos themselves on this channel. These videos even includes them reading hate voicemails.
Why are you coming on here to say that you are not Shannon when nobody's even around to claim that you are Shannon or Jeremy? Nobody knows who you are. You have no social media linked to Shannon. You're just some fucking random, apparently. But you have to keep mentioning over and over again that you are not Shannon.
Have been sent to them via the Anchor. Multiple of them exposing them for being Shannon. One of them actually brought up a really good point about, well, if you're not Shannon, then why would you bring up Shannon in the first place? Because it is quite odd and suspicious seeing Shannon talk about Shannon for the start of this podcast career. I might have said that Shannon is talking about Shannon as if the podcaster is Shannon. Once again, I'm not saying the podcaster is definitely Shannon 100%, but I mean, okay, it's the human ear, alright? We can compare things, make a comparison, put them together and say, hey, this sounds similar. We don't have to have some machine AI, match up the audio waves to try and see if it's actually Shannon's voice, alright? I can tell with my own damn ears whether someone sounds like someone else or not. I don't understand this need for such good evidence when you can literally just hear it in the voice that it sounds like Shannon. Again, I'm not saying 100% it is Shannon, but I'm saying it sounds a lot like Shannon. Again, it's speculation, but at the time of the drama occurring, this podcast account has talked about Shannon multiple times on their podcast, as well as responded to haters, or quote-unquote haters, saying that she is Shannon, just with a voice changer. So, I mean, if we're going to speculate on anything, if I'm a betting man, I'm putting my money on this is Shannon. Again, I'm not saying that this is Shannon 100%, but I'm saying if I'm a betting man, I'm putting my money then this is probably Shannon. Or probably was Shannon because this account has already been deleted within, like, 24 hours, probably because of the release of Tipster's video. That would definitely stir up some news. The release of my spectacular video, because I'm such an amazing content creator that people actually care about my opinion so dearly to the point where it would break worldwide news. Worldwide news. Jesus Christ, Salty, can you speak? Now basically I just want to play a clip from the responding to voicemails couple of videos, and if you hear a voice in the background, that is the Marcy Show's voice. So sub to them, they make pretty good videos, and I'm apologizing if their voice gets in the way, and I'm apologizing to them if I made it sound like that their voice is in the way. But you know, you're gonna have to deal with the clip. Now, this is all I basically wanted to show you for today's video. I think I've had enough, and yeah, I'm gonna go eat some lunch because it's probably gonna be good. We're gonna have some eggs. Alright. If you did enjoy the content, I'd consider subscribing if I were you, liking the video, and going and follow my Twitter. I hope you had a wonderful day and a wonderful time watching this. Peace!